other than our very own Deputy Director of News, Natalie Mottenborough. We salute you for your 30 years of hard work, dedication, love, and commitment to the staff here at ZNS Northern Service and to the Bahamian people. And that brings us to the end of tonight's newscast. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm... Coming up in the news, the Deputy Prime Minister gives an update on the progress of the airport. And Grand Bahama's tourism industry set to bring in millions to the island. Plus, another Grand Bahama man is missing and family members are seeking answers. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Simone Davis. Thank you so much for watching. Topping news tonight. New developments coming in on the Grand Bahama International and Domestic Airport. Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, standing firm that Grand Bahama has not been left behind. The Freeport Airport Development Company Limited Board was selected in August of this year and have been making strides to make both structures renovated immediately. Our Aja Quant joins us now live with the latest in this development.
Well, Simone, it is the move that many Grand Bahamians have been waiting to hear. The Grand Bahama International Airport is not just at the forefront of the government's mind, but that progress is being made. According to Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, the Freeport Airport Development Company is now down to 2 bidders for the international airport, and that work is being done on the domestic terminal. In 2019, the doors of both airports were closed following the massive destruction by Hurricane Dorian. Now, 3 years later, DPM Cooper says the airport is finally receiving the attention it so desperately needed.
We have 2 bidders that we have narrowed the list down to. We're going to begin active deliberations and negotiations with them. Today's board meeting, is going to kickstart that process into a very serious gear. We've been waiting for this moment. It's good to know that that's going to happen.
DPM Cooper adding that they have invested in the redevelopment of both airports, especially with more airlift coming to the island. On October 5th, the FADC released a statement advising the public that the board selected a firm of Bahamian contractors to repair the domestic airport, and according to DPM, that work has begun.
We brought in some modular offices. We've put in new lights on the runways, new generators, new elevators for the towers. We spent a lot of money in the interim period because we know to build an airport takes 2 years. In the meantime, though, we're getting a lot of traffic coming into Grand Bahama. We've been promoting the island of Grand Bahama. We have Bahamas Air from Raleigh. We have American from Charlotte. We have more flights coming from Fort Lauderdale by American, as well as Bahamas Air.
And moving forward, the minister responsible for tourism, investments, and aviation says they are working to bring tourists to the island. He encourages residents to assist in the development of the Bahamian product as he and his team continue working on future plans for Grand Bahama.
We want heads and beds, because when we get heads and beds, there's food and beverage and entertainment and opportunities for entrepreneurs, jobs, vendor opportunities in all of the markets across Grand Bahama. So our mission really is to get the people here, and we're encouraging entrepreneurs to create more tours, help us to develop the product even more, because we can get the people here. We can't make them get off the ship, so we're going to have to demonstrate the appealing product and services we have.
Now, Simone, there is no definitive date as to when the airports will be completed. However, DPM Cooper says that they are focusing on building the economy, generating activity, and ensuring the success of the island's tourism market. Live here at the Grand Bahama International Airport, reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Aja Quant.
For that update, Aja. Switching gears, another Grand Bahama man is missing. This, according to the man's daughter, who says her father has not been seen in over 3 weeks. The woman is concerned as she says this has never happened before, and she's appealing to the public for help finding her 61-year-old father. We have the details in this report. It's been nearly 1 month since Renessa Cartwright has seen or heard from her father, 61-year-old Neville Wilson Cartwright. She says it is unlikely for her father to go missing and not contact any family members for such an extended period of time. She says her family became suspicious of his whereabouts after he did not report to work for 11 days.
I would have gotten a call from my cousin while I was at work, and she said that he was missing for 11 days and his work was starting to get worried, and that's where we pretty much found out. It's not like him to not show up to work.
Renessa says the disappearance of her father grew even more suspicious when he didn't call or visit her on her birthday, which he does every year. So that's when she knew something was wrong. Our sources reveal that Cartwright is a former police officer. The father of 5 is said to have been in good health with no mental challenges and is a resident of the Malibu Reef area. Renessa says she has searched all the areas that her father has frequented with no luck. Then she went to the police for help.
I went to places that I know he lived at. I searched there, I looked for him, and from there I went to the police station and did a missing person report. I let them know the information I received, that it's been 11 days since he last checked in with work. He hasn't picked up his last check and no one's heard from him.
The daughter says her greatest fear is that something bad has happened to her father, and she's appealing to the public for help finding him.
Any little information, it helps.
Neville is now the 3rd person reported missing in the past 3 months, while the hunt continues to find 56-year-old Stephanie Chisholm of 8 Mile Rock and 28-year-old Shaquille Ferguson, also of 8 Mile Rock. We also spoke to police who said they are aware of the matter concerning Neville Cartwright and are currently conducting investigations. If you know the whereabouts of Cartwright, please contact the family at 727-8414. 30-year-old Jezreel Malone was formally charged with arson before Justice Andrew Forbes in the Freeport Supreme Court on Friday, October 28th. Malone pleaded guilty to arson and was sentenced to 18 months at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. The charges stem from February 27th of 2017 when she set the Britannia Plaza on Polaris Drive on fire, subsequently burning down the business establishment. Coast Guard handing over 17 Haitian nationals and 2 Bahamian males to the Bahamas Immigration Department this past weekend from 2 separate interceptions. Reports say the first incident was on October 25th and consisted of 8 Haitian nationals, 4 males, 2 females, 1 minor male, 1 minor female, and 1 Bahamian adult male. The second happening on October 26th and consisted of 10 Haitian nationals, 9 males, and 1 female, and 1 Bahamian male. Immigration officials transported them to the department's headquarters, where reports say they will be examined by a medical team. All persons were charged in the Freeport Magistrates Court today with illegal embarkation. And history being made as the first cohort of students filled the training room of the LNet Maritime Center in anticipation of the first session of the LNet Maritime 101 cadet program over the weekend. Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, on hand for the program launch and says it signifies that Grand Bahama is now one step closer to being the home for maritime and logistics.
It is my sincere hope that by the end of this program, all of you students participating will be motivated to pursue careers in the maritime industry. To the cohort, I encourage you to open your minds to absorb every morsel of knowledge and to master the skills you are taught in the weeks ahead. I challenge you to set the bar high by being the best cohort this program has ever seen.
The program is a vision of CEO and president of Elnet Maritime, Albert Hepburn, and its aim is to stimulate the minds of young Bahamians on the opportunities available in the growing sector. Vice President Janet Hepburn says she fully supports the initiative, and as a retired educator, she is excited to engage students in the program.
I believe that this Maritime 101 program is going to whet the appetite of our young people in Grand Bahama. So much is happening with them, and they need avenues where they can be reached, where we can reach out to them. And I see this as an avenue for us to touch at least 100 young students in Grand Bahama. Our first cohort is made up of 20 students for 6 weeks. After the 6 weeks, we will give them a certificate, and then we will do another 20, and then we hope to do at least 4 cohorts before the school year is over. And by God's grace, we would like to have a wonderful graduation at the end of the school year.
There's more news after this break. Stay tuned.
As the first anchor of television in Grand Bahama for the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I take this opportunity to wish the Northern Service happy 32nd anniversary. The legacy continues.
A festival of pizzas has arrived at Pizza Hut Freeport. Try our chicken margarita, grilled chicken Florentine, veggie deluxe, and the carbonara. Did we mention curry chicken pizza? You can also order a large specialty pizza and get a small one-topping pizza free. Pizza Hut Freeport. Dine-in and delivery. Call us at 352-9191. Pizza Hut Freeport.
Come and see the cabinets and countertops in stock now at Specialty Kitchen and Bath. Number 16 Oak Street, phone 688-9661.
We just got the new fiber internet speed bump. Now my internet so fast I can watch 2 4K movies, play video games, and browse on my computer at the same time.
Yeah, my internet so fast I could download a whole season of shows before my noodles done cooking.
Mine so fast when I go to church online, service actually over early.
Mine so fast when I'm working from home, 5 o'clock, come before 3.
Sound like you got this BTC fiber internet speed bump like me.
And it's so fast, I had to have it.
Current fiber internet bundle customers now have as much as 3 times the speed, totally free. Link up with BTC.
The West Grand Bahama District Council presents the first annual Central Government Agency Fair, Saturday, November 5th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the 8 Mile Rock High School Gym. Government and corporate assistance under one roof. Sponsored by the Honorable Obadiah H. Wilchcombe, Member of Parliament for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency.
Attend the Healing and Prayer Service at Jeshurun Ministry Saturday, November 5th at 7 a.m. Reserve your space. Seating is limited. For more information, phone 727-0613 or 352-9103.
Keeping the temperature right with Bethel's Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, specializing in servicing of units, unit repairs, duct cleaning, prevention maintenance, project consultation, contractual services, and marine services.
With over 30 years of service with integrity, services in Abaco, New Providence, and Grand Bahama, providing modern and state-of-the-art equipment, specializing in the maintenance and operation of waste treatment plants, waste oil movement, sludge extraction, tank cleaning, elite portable toilets, and hand wash stations. We are efficient, reliable, and cutting edge. We are B&B Galaxy.
King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Mangrove Mania competition, spearheaded by Waterkeepers Bahamas and partners, officially coming to a close this past Saturday. The wife of the Prime Minister, Anne-Marie Davis, along with Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, praising the efforts of the participants who embarked on the mission to restore and replant the mangroves, which will act as a natural defense on this storm-prone island. Our Raven Davis was on site for the action.
Close to 33,000 mangroves collected and harvested during this year's Mangrove Mania competition, exceeding the initial 30,000 goal. Some 9 teams participating in the competition that kicked off last May as a means of restoring and replenishing mangroves on this island. During the closing out ceremony at Coral Vida, wife of the Prime Minister Anne-Marie Davis, along with the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, thanking Waterkeepers Bahamas for organizing the event and commends participants for their monumental efforts in reaching the goal.
That they launched 5 months ago, and that they were able to keep this initiative exciting and going on. They guided the teams on how to manage the seedlings and to ensure good survival rates of the seedlings that were caught. What they all did together was to help the mangrove restoration partners collecting and harvesting over 14,000 red mangrove propagules in the last 3 months. That is significant.
Initiatives like Mangrove Mania reinforce the urgency for all citizens of the Bahamas and residents to do their part to protect our mangroves, an important, critical ecosystem.
Though only 3 teams would emerge as winners and carry home cash prizes, none leaving empty-handed, as participants were awarded plaques, some of them sharing their experience over the last few months.
We had a lot of fun planting the propagules. Most of the little children, like Miss Muka said, they came and they put them in the soil the wrong way, and I took my break and lunchtime to put them back over.
It was fun learning about where the locations of the mangroves were, because I didn't know about the time how many locations there were on the island.
I think it is important to get the schools involved. I think it was an eye-opener as well.
The long-term goal is to eventually collect 1 million mangroves, which help to protect the shorelines. Now, according to Rashima Ingram of Waterkeepers Bahamas, the mangrove propagules will be planted in the Dover Sound area on designated days in November and December.
Dover Sound is significant. It's a residential area. A lot of the fishermen use that as a launch site for their catch. And then we also know that we have a lot of the industrial companies on the North Shore, so we want to protect our resources, right?
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks, Raven. Well, the Journey of Hope Foundation is continuing to their mission of spreading hope to those battling cancer. Tonight, we take a look at young Sandy Reed's latest act of kindness, thanks to the assistance of one local fitness instructor parting ways with his locks as he cuts them off for a cause. Shane Stubbs has this report.
One act of kindness can make all the difference, especially for cancer survivors. This has been the mission of young Sandy Reed and her Journey of Hope Foundation. With the aim of donating to one cancer survivor each month, the foundation's latest donation comes in the form of a wig that will be made and donated to Jackie Jevons, who is currently battling breast cancer. Knowing personally the toll cancer takes on the body, especially with hair loss, Jevons says this sort of donation means a lot, not just to her, but others who are battling.
It's just an emotional thing when your hair's falling out, and you know, this kind of thing, to make wigs. This is a wig here that I've got on now, and it means so much to somebody like me and all the other cancer patients out there. When you lose your fingernails and you just want somebody to just send a little message of hope, have a little cup of tea, have a little bit of a chat, just to lift your spirits.
For local fitness instructor and bodybuilder Oric Nesbitt, he says he reached a point in his 23-year locking journey to cut them off. After losing a family member to cancer, He felt this was the right time and right cause to donate and raise awareness by allowing his locks to be used to create the wig.
So I had an aunt, that died, from cancer, and I have some clients of mine that also fighting or battling cancer and survive, and I figured this is a good opportunity to use this platform.
To Reed, having Nesbitt reach out in this way to donate helps her continue in her quest to provide love, care, and hope.
We like to reach out to people like Miss Jackie, since she's a cancer surviving patient and she's currently still battling cancer. I've still been in the community and presenting to cancer surviving patients, but so far I've only been able to present to one cancer surviving patient per month. We'll be very appreciative of any donations, whether it's your financial donations, your time, or if you know someone who has cancer or surviving cancer.
Lastly, Jevons is truly moved by Reed's ambition and touts her as an inspiration for children her age.
Somebody of Sandy's age, a lot of her school friends probably, they know of cancer, but they don't really know about the disease. What does it cause? What are the symptoms? How do you get it? When she says, oh, I'm only going to do one a month is a huge thing to somebody. It's me. One person is me. One lock of hair is me. So that's a huge thing. And for someone so young, it's amazing.
Now the goal is to raise $7,500. Anyone wishing to donate can head over to Nesbitt's Fitness, and anyone who would like to donate to Journey of Hope can do so by calling 242-807-5087. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
It's now time for a look at tonight's sports with Shane Stubbs.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shane Stubbs, and this is your evening sports chat. The Focal Junior Tennis Tournament certainly lived up to the hype, so let's take a look at those highlights. The country's best in junior tennis brought their A games at the Focal Junior National Tennis Tournament. Winning the under-10 girls crown was Danielle Saunders after defeating Marina Bostwick. Kayla Fox walked away with the girls under-12 crown after beating Brianna Holgrave. Holgrave would bounce back to win the under-14 girls title after outdueling Brianne Ferguson. Winning the boys under-12 title was Patrick McTaggart after overcoming Kingston Rees. Gerald Carroll came away as the under-14 boys champion after defeating Jackson McTaggart. Jaleesa Clark dominated the weekend, walking away with both titles in the under-16 and 18 girls division after beating Brianne Ferguson and Sierra Rogers, respectively. And Michael Major also walking away with both the boys under-16 and 18 titles after beating Carroll and Dentry Mortimer. Switching over to high school hoops, the Island Cares Tip-Off Basketball Classic continued over the weekend. The BMES Warriors picked up a huge win over the 8 Mile Rock Blue Jays, winning that one 46-39, with Aaron Jones pouring in 16 points. Next, it was a tooth-and-nail showdown between the Jack Hayward Wildcats and the Tabernacle Falcons. In the end, the Falcons walked away the victors 33-29. Ahmad Abram led the way with 7 points. And lastly, the Sunland Stingers were clicking on all cylinders, routing the St. George's Jaguars 42-18. Tiano Roberts finished with 16 points for the Stingers. And finally in sports, Shavano Buddy Hield and the Indiana Pacers, rolling to a 127-119 win over the Brooklyn Nets. Hield nearly finishing with a triple-double, 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. The two teams go at it one more time this evening at 7:30 p.m. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your quick update on sports, and we are going to give a big shout out to the newlywed, our very own Jay Philippe. We are wishing you nothing but the best, my brother. I'm Shane Stubbs. Be safe and be great.
Hi, my name is Siobhan Seymour. I'm a GIS technician with the Grandmama Power Company. I've been employed with the company for 11 years. GIS stands for Geographical Information Systems, and in its simplest form, it's a mapping software that has a lot of capabilities. It stores all of our data. With our upgrade, we have 2 things on stream right now as we speak. One will be the customer outage report map, And basically, it's set up in a form base. You will go on the GB Power website. They will see where they could click the link. And basically, when you click this link, it tells you your name, your address, what's the problem that you see. Do you have a power outage? Do you see a pole down? Does your area need tree trimming? And it will give you the option to drop a GPS location using your smartphone or any smart device. And that will come directly to us at GB Power. And then we will be able to streamline that and get the crews out there quicker. And that's just one of the many things that we're bringing on stream. GIS will bring GB Power to the next level in terms of technology, and everything will be at the tip of your fingertips.
Cadet Bahamas says now is the perfect time to do all those updates and repairs, changing your flooring or updating those windows. Now in stock at Cadet Bahamas are stylish ceramic plank tiles, shower floor tiles, an array of sizes in porcelain tiles, laminate and vinyl flooring, impact and PVC windows. Cadet Bahamas is stocked out with everything you need to enhance your beautiful home, so you enjoy life the way you should. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
The race returns. The GBPA Conkman Triathlon, November 5th at Taino Beach. Register now at conkmantriathlon.com.
Ice the coconut got this, cocoa skin driven madness, juiciness ice the this, sweet like sugar in a dripping like ice honey, I did all of my love me, sweet like sugar in a watch it go ba ba ba, watch it go ba 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 ba, watch it go ba 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 ba, watch it go ba 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 ba, sweet like sugar in a
new clear platinum flavor, flavored beers with a kick of rum, make it platinum.
Island Bedding has the biggest summer sale going on right now. Special. Comforters, mattress pads, sheets, toppers, and best of all, mattress. 35% off, 45% off, 50% off. Oh my goodness! Special, people.
Come on down to Superb Water Depot and Snacks. We sell and we deliver ice, drinks, purified water, alkaline water, and a variety of snacks. Your one-stop shop for all your snacks and water needs. Contact 242-820-2482. We are located number 2 La France Plaza, Peachtree Street. Purified water, 50 cents a gallon. Alkaline water, 80 cents a gallon. Come on now, you can't beat that. We offer superb quality, superb taste, and superb service. Monday to Saturday, 8 to 8, and Sundays, 8 to 2. Superb Water Depot and Snacks. Come on down.
Dealing with your government documents should not be a hassle. Not when you have the proper information. The West GB District Council wants to point our resident in the right direction with the first annual Central Government Agency Fair. Both government and corporate agencies under one roof. Come seek the information you will need to have them sorted out. No one under 15 admitted. Please travel with 2 forms of government ID. Saturday, November 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the 8 Mile Rock High School Gymnasium. For more details, phone 348-1080 or 1085. Sponsored by the Honorable Obadiah H. Wilshcombe, MP for West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency.
That's what I told her. Bring the winding thing here. This is Rick and Script, so show me emotion. Hey, wind and go down low.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Today, our Facebook friend of the day is none other than our very own Deputy Director of News, Natalie Martinborough. We salute you for your 30 years of hard work, dedication, love, and commitment to the staff here at ZNS Northern Service and to the Bahamian people. And that brings us to the end of tonight's newscast. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Simone Davis. Thank you so much for watching, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
abuse, domestic violence, suicidal tendencies. Are you being stressed out from these problems? Call the national hotline at 422-2763 or 322-2763. There are trained social workers available 24 hours to help you. Know that you are not alone in this.
Hepatitis is the inflammation of the liver, which is the organ responsible for filtering toxins from the body, producing bile for digestion, and producing proteins and clotting factors. The most important cause of hepatitis worldwide is viruses, of which there are 5 main types: A, B, C, D, and E. Hepatitis B and C are major health challenges globally, affecting over 300 million persons worldwide. The suspicion of hepatitis may be a challenge, as there are typically no symptoms. However, if infected, non-specific symptoms may include a decreased appetite, nausea, vague abdominal discomfort, jaundice or yellow eyes, and abnormal liver function tests. If not treated, hepatitis of any type can lead to cirrhosis and liver cancer, which leads to over 1 million deaths worldwide. If you suspect you may have been exposed to the virus that causes hepatitis, talk to your doctor today and get tested.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, A Father's Unwanted Gift. Pent-up demand augurs well for the economy. Tricks for a safe Halloween. And don't blink home run derby, all set for Montague. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. Another violent and bloody weekend for detectives here in the capital, who are left probing 4 homicides, 3 of them within 24 hours of each other. Altaviz Munnings leads us off tonight with this recap.
This bewildered Rock Crusher resident stood over the area where 2 people were murdered Sunday night. It's a scene that's becoming a too familiar one for detectives here in the capital. Initial reports state that shortly after 7 p.m. Sunday, 4 persons were standing and talking on Lightbourne Avenue in the Rock Crusher area when a small Japanese vehicle approached.
2 males exited that van. One was armed with a high-powered rifle. They fired at that crowd, shooting 4 persons. 1 female died on scene. The other persons were taken to hospital via private vehicle and ambulance, where another male succumbed en route to hospital. We're receiving information. The male that died en route to hospital, he was being monitored and is on bail for a serious offense. We believe that all the victims are residents of this community. We are not sure if they were related.
Head of the Police Force's Criminal Investigation Department, Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson, assures that while this area isn't considered a hot spot for crime, police are always on the lookout for any criminal activity.
These areas have to be policed, and we have been doing that. Our operations are up and about, and we would continue to patrol these areas to ensure that the public remain safe.
And literally hours after Sunday night's homicide, detectives answered the early morning call Monday to probe the murder of a woman at her Johnson Road home in Fox Hill.
The information thus far that we're working with is that sometime after 5, we believe that she was summoned outside via phone call. As she went on the outside of her residence, the family members heard what sounded like 3 gunshots. When they went outside to investigate, they met their loved one on the outside of her residence.
Now, police weren't able to confirm if this female victim, who authorities say is in her mid-20s, knew her assailant. The three homicides, though, precede the murder on 6th Street and Poinciana Avenue Saturday night, where the victim was standing in that area when two men exited a small silver Japanese vehicle and discharged several shots in his direction. The victim, whom we understand was electronically monitored, was shot multiple times about the body. Emergency personnel pronounced the victim dead at the scene. In all of that, detectives tell the media they're still not able to piece together if these four recent homicides are connected. However, they are advising the public to
be wary of the persons who hang around. The commissioner always speaks about it. We have to be aware of the persons we hang around, even if it's our family members. These persons who are on bail for these serious matters, we caution persons to please be aware of who you hang around.
If you can assist police with any information on these recent murders, please call the numbers 919-911, the Criminal Investigation Department at 502-9991 or 502-9992, or you can also call Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Elsaviz Munnings.
Well, only the memories for the families of the four people killed this weekend. That's all that's left as despair, disbelief, and disappointment creeps in. Our Anthony Smith tonight shares the story of a father processing the pain of losing his only child right on his doorstep.
A father's anguish hanging in the air as he sat this morning outside his Johnson Road home. His wife inside with two friends praying.
I'll be 70 next 9 days, and I lose my daughter. Just ain't feel.
His daughter, 42-year-old Patrice Sawyer, the woman gunned down by an unknown assailant in that very same spot just hours before dawn. Recalling the last moments he spent with her, Percy Sawyer Sr. got visibly emotional, telling our news team it was a part of their usual routine, a quick chat before dinner, and then preparing for the next day.
Yesterday evening I come home and she was in the kitchen preparing dinner, lunch, whatever. And we were just laughing at some meat with somebody cooked a couple of weeks ago, and then we were cracking the joke, oh, but this one ain't like that, and, you know. And now this morning, I ain't got no daughter. Even ain't got no appetite.
But Sawyer is no stranger to grief, his daughter's tragic death coming just 6 years after losing another to gun violence. His son, Percy Sawyer Jr., gunned down back on April 2016, just 2 streets over from the family's homestead, a striking loss with which the 69-year-old father still struggles to come to grips.
I gotta leave it to God now. It's hard to say, but my purpose of being here even ain't important. No more. My whole life was for my 2 kids. They take one. I sort of try to hang with the next one. Now they take her.
42-year-old Patrice Sawyer was the last child of 2, a Commonwealth Bank employee and the cook of her family. But more than that, and even in her death, to her father, she was a light.
Carrying her to school in the morning, parking, and holding her hand, and walking her to school. They were the ones that... Well, she was my daughter, she was my friend, and to me, she was just something special and everything. And, you know, and it's gone, you know. I just joined the pack twice of all the others. People who just mourn the same loss, and it's nothing happening. So that's me.
Anyone with information related to Sawyer's death is encouraged to call the Fox Hill Police Station to assist in solving this crime. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Antoine Smith.
Meantime, the Court of Appeal has refused to reopen the appeal of Sean Miller, who's serving some 25 years behind bars. This after being convicted of kidnapping, armed robbery, and possession of a shortened firearm in connection with a 2009 matter. Miller was hoping the court would reopen his already concluded appeal, citing the acquittal of his co-defendant in a separate trial. He also complained about the admission of prejudicial statements during his trial in the jury's presence, and that the case was not properly put to the jury, which he said represented an injustice to him. After hearing from both sides, the court found that the appellant raised no exceptional circumstances that would compel them to grant leave to reopen Miller's appeal, and they dismissed the matter. In other news this evening, the U.S. Coast Guard this weekend turned over 19 migrants to Bahamian authorities following 2 separate interdictions. U.S. reports that on Tuesday, a Good Samaritan alerted Sector Miami watchstanders of a disabled migrant vessel about 36 miles east of Jupiter, Florida. A day later, Coast Guard cutter Margaret Norvell, Customs and Border Protection Air and Marine Operations, along with the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office, stopped a suspected smuggling voyage 1 mile off West Palm Beach. On board were Haitian and Bahamian nationals, according to authorities. Well, tonight's the night for ghosts, ghouls, and goblins who'll be out in full force for the usual trick-or-treating. But before heading out to join in on all Halloween's offering up, here are a few tips to keep in mind.
I want to say to our parents, if you're sending your kids out, you need to map out a route for your kids, and also a specified time so that they would know the route that they need to take and the time that they need to come back. And if you're allowing them to go out alone, then we are asking that you send some trusted adults with them. We are also asking them to wear some illuminated costumes so it'll make it easy for motorists to be able to see them. You know, because some of our streets, you know, could become very dark at night. We are also asking that our kids walk on the sidewalk, use pedestrian crossing wherever that is necessary. We are also asking our kids to go out in groups. Don't go to a house alone. Don't go into any house of a stranger, because, you know, we are in the times now when, you know, kids could be abducted.
Chief Superintendent of Police Anthony Rowles says kids should also be cautious when accepting treats, as some edibles could be laced with dangerous drugs.
During this time, we have a small group of young men who would take this opportunity to take advantage of the time that we are in. This is Halloween, so it's customary that people wear masks. And, you know, we have some young guys who might be out there to commit crime. We want to say to them that we have already been received our mandate from our commissioners, so officers will be out and about in full force. And where we found that persons out there committing any crime, they would be arrested and brought before the court. And we want to also speak to some mischievous kids. You know, this is a time that they have eggs, they throw eggs around, they throw rocks around at persons passing at various highways.
Hi, this is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dane with a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas. Tropical storm Lisa formed in the central Caribbean Sea, and it's moving towards the west at about 14 miles per hour. Maximum sustained was at 45 miles per hour, and we expect some slow strengthening over the next couple of days. And Lisa is anticipated to become a hurricane by late Wednesday, just before making landfall near the east coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. Now, elsewhere in the tropics, tropical cyclone development is not expected over the next 5 days. This has been a ZNS Tropical Weather Update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas.
And a refurbished Rand Lab blast. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report There's more when we return.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
We just got the new fiber internet speed bump. Now my internet so fast I can watch 2 4K movies, play video games, and browse on my computer at the same time.
Yeah, my internet so fast I could download a whole season of shows before my noodles run cooking.
Mine so fast when I go to church online, service actually over early.
Mine so fast when I'm working from home, 5 o'clock, come before 3.
Sound like you got this BTC fiber internet speed bump like me.
When it's so fast, I had to have it.
Current fiber internet bundle customers now have as much as 3 times the speed. Totally free. Link up with BTC.
What makes us experts? Every bite. And while it's impossible to know how many there have been in KFC's history, each one of them is crucial. Because our secret travels from mouth to mouth. And we know that the first bite will never be the last. Kentucky Deluxe Chicken Sandwich, a triple breaded chicken breast, premium mayo, pickles, lettuce, tomato, and cheese on a buttery brioche bun. All our chicken expertise in a sandwich. Kentucky Deluxe Chicken Sandwich, only at KFC Nassau.
Are you a contractor or new homeowner? Maybe you need a few pieces of lumber for your DIY projects. Welcome to Capital Lumber, the newest building materials company in the Bahamas. Located on Parkgate Road, Nassau, helping you to maximize your savings on lumber, cement, shingles, tools, and much more. Your one-stop shop for all your building essentials. With free delivery to the mail booth, visit us today. Capital Lumber, build strong.
Almost every journey starts with your car. We spend most of the early stages of our lives anticipating getting our first set of wheels. When that moment finally comes, let AID be there for all your auto needs. Make it yours by accessorizing, maintaining, and repairing your car with AID. Whether you're a professional mechanic, a recent graduate, a full-time mom, or an I can fix that kind of guy. Or if you're completely clueless about what your car needs, AID will assist in providing a large variety of auto parts, a diagnostic center, and great customer service. For all life's auto journeys, we're here. AID, all you really need and more.
Senior tourism executives in Canada tonight as a part of their ministry's global sales and marketing mission. Meetings are set to begin tomorrow in Calgary, then Toronto, ending in Montreal. These missions, intended to solidify relationships with tourism partners and boost visitor arrivals in the area, come ahead of the start of the winter travel and the start of direct flights from both Toronto and Montreal to Grand Bahama. Global missions are also scheduled for Atlanta, Georgia, Houston, and Dallas, Texas, and Los Angeles, California. Well, the Prime Minister and the Minister of Foreign Affairs extending congratulations to Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva on becoming the new president of Brazil. The two noting in a statement that the government looks forward to a prosperous and bright future for the nation of Brazil and its people, with continued diplomatic relations between both countries. Well, that strong economic growth officials have long spoken about continues, and from all indications, things will remain that way for the remainder of this year, heading into the next. As Carla Palmer tells us, experts say this positive trend is directly linked to the pent-up demand for travel. These facts and more disclosed today during the central bank's quarterly briefing.
As the Bahamas continues to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, going into 2023, the projection of the economy is anticipated to be strong, with the cruise industry leading the way. According to Governor of the Central Bank, John Roll, the monthly seasonal performance in the cruise market has long surpassed pre-pandemic levels. Governor Roll calls it a record-breaking performance that predated not only the pandemic, but Hurricane Dorian as well in 2019.
In the stopover segment, however, the monthly gap is still closing. The monthly comparison shows that air arrivals in August had regained approximately 90% of the pre-pandemic highs, while in the month-over-month comparison, the 2019 outcomes could be matched by the end of the third quarter of 2022. The central bank's baseline measure for complete recovery is still a comparison of the closing months of the year against the final 4 months of 2018.
Additionally, Governor Roll says the inflows of private sector foreign currency through commercial banks are also on course to exceed pre-pandemic records moving forward.
This reflects the added impulse from significant and rising foreign investment inflows in areas such as residential real estate and tourism infrastructure, which have both stimulated construction activities. Over the first 9 months of 2022, measured foreign exchange inflows have increased by approximately 40% in comparison to 2021. This leaves the forecasted outcome for 2022 on course to outpace the pre-pandemic high of $6 billion that was recorded in 2018.
The quarterly report further shows that the private sector contributed to nearly half of the estimated $746 million growth in external reserves over the course of the first 9 months of 2022, in contrast to 2021, when the sector was making a net drawdown on the reserves.
As of today's date, the reserves are approximately $3.0 billion. Over the remainder of 2022, those balances are expected to decrease further, in line with the normal seasonal pattern of elevated third and fourth quarter net imports. However, the balances are still expected to close out the year higher than they were at the end of 2021.
While continuing to manage the downside risk to the economy, the central bank has instructed that several policies be instituted by banks or cooperatives, including expanding lending practices, allowing for the purchasing of Bahamas government foreign currency bonds without having to pay the 5% investment market currency premium, and lifting the moratorium on the application for new licenses to offer money transmission and payment services to the retail sector. Governor Roll says the central bank will monitor closely market demand responses and will continually assess if and when a cutoff should be imposed. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
Meantime, the central government debt stock decreasing by $17.8 billion at the end of September. Consistent with the resilience in recent economic conditions, the stock of debt stood at an estimated 86.1% of GDP, an improvement from the 100.9% at the end of June. Figures show that at the end of September, the public sector outstanding debts was an estimated $12+ million. And this a quarterly decline of $28.8 million since the end of June, and a year-on-year increase of $673.6 million over September. Timely, consistent, comprehensive, and reliable public debt statistics help policymakers make informed decisions for sustainable macroeconomic growth. It's also an invaluable source of information for international organizations, investors, and other stakeholders who have an interest in the management of public debt here in the Bahamas. A local grocer's down to the wire before that expanded list of price control items kicks in, as announced by Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis during his national address earlier this month. Grocers have made a case that the 38 items to be added are actually 38 categories, a move that's detrimental to their businesses. They also decry the initial timeline to deliver on what the government has been asking. As a last-minute effort, the group submitted a letter to the Prime Minister recommending how the price control amendment should be regulated. But up to airtime, there was no word from the government on whether that proposal had been accepted. And that, according to Retail Grocers Association President Philip Beneby, who earlier today said he was still awaiting some communication from the government on the matter. For its part, the government holds firm that it's ensuring customers get the buying power they deserve. Well, a blessing, a commissioning ceremony taking place today for the newly renovated RAN lab at the Princess Margaret Hospital. The upgrades are expected to address capacity issues and other challenges at that facility. It also ties into a broader initiative to improve the delivery of healthcare services nationwide. Health Minister, the Honourable Dr. Michael Darville, says the work, which began in October of last year, was conducted in 3 phases and completed to the tune of $500,000. He noted that renovations are also taking place at the RAN Memorial Lab in Grand Bahama, which was in great need of repair post-Hurricane Dorian. Well, now time for the weekly poll question, and this week we're asking, should government officials publicly disclose the cost of foreign trips? Now, to participate, simply log on to our website, www.znsbahamas.com, as well as any of our social media platforms to answer. That's all it takes. The poll's final results will be aired on Friday, and as always, thanks for participating. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay with us.
To think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem. Just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
My name, first of all, is Adrian Bell, actually from Bearing Point, but Andres overall, and came here in Mangrove and started a sponging business industry for almost 80 years now, being in the business. Andres is the first one of the capital of sponging, and especially this town called Mangrove Key. Growing up, we didn't have no other choice. So it makes it unique though, because at the end of the day, you come down and you get something out of the deal anyhow. So I love what I do best, sponging. Well, it actually goes through a couple phases. First of all, you got to get it from out of the water, and then you have to make sure that you put it on the land, and you have to string it, and you have to put it back into the water, and you have to beat it, take it out, and then we go from there. It is a hand down. This was like from generation. So we just made it go, and we continue carrying the legacy on. And that's what I did. I took it serious and take it personally and take it to the next level. So everything's sweet about it, be honest. Sometimes I send out like 40 bills, 50 bills. Both actually come once a month, so it all depends. Go get it, it's there. You know, and hard works don't kill you, for sure.
You'll be all smiles after shopping the aisles at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Ronzoni ready-cut macaroni, 16-ounce, $2.29. Rainbow mackerel, 15-ounce, $1.69. Cream-O-Land Homo milk, 1 gallon, $6.99. Whole chicken wings, $1.99 per pound. Generic bleach, 1 gallon, $3.99. Donate your change to help feed the Humane Society animals at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
My brother-in-law died. He left credit card bills, medical bills, and no life insurance. Now, every day is a struggle for my sister. I can't do it. I took my husband to Star General to sign up for a final expense plan. Anyone from 50 to 85 years old can get anywhere from $5,000 all the way up to $30,000 worth of coverage. No matter what life has planned, we'll have the final expense plan from Star General.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
We just got the new fiber internet speed bump. Now my internet so fast I can watch 2 4K movies, play video games, and browse on my computer at the same time.
Yeah, my internet so fast I could download a whole season of shows before my noodles done cooking.
Mine so fast when I go to church online, service actually over early.
Mine so fast when I'm working from home, 5 o'clock, come before 3.
Sound like you got this BTC fiber internet speed bump like me.
And it's so fast, I had to have it.
Current fiber internet bundle customers now have as much as 3 times the speed. Totally free. Link up with BTC. Opa! Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals, and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
It's National Public Service Week, a time set aside to honor the work of those Bahamians behind government operations. Activities started yesterday with a church service at Mount Tabor Baptist Church in Pinewood Gardens. Also this week, residents can learn more about the public service during a careers fair at the Mall and Marathon on Tuesday and Wednesday. A float parade and T-shirt day is scheduled for Friday, November 4th, beginning at 10 a.m. Youth in the Senate making its debut as Youth Month comes to a close, and on the final day of activities, dozens of eloquent young Bahamian debaters participated in a mock session on the domestic violence bill. Senate President, Youth Senate President that is, Shaquille Sands spoke of the need for stiffer penalties to protect children against child offenders and various forms of abuse against women.
As policymakers, we must not only legislate, but never stop advocating to ensure that penalties are enforced. Construct adequate and secure safe houses as a refuge for abused children and women, including those of marginalized groups. We are in dire need as a nation for more empathetic, trained mental health professionals. Many of our mothers and children are crying out for much needed therapy.
Meanwhile, Youth Senators Wilma Noel and Reva Rowe led off debate on the importance of obtaining a high school diploma and its impact on the family structure.
Education is the key to growth, to the growth and development of every country. And whereas the Bahamas saw an exponential growth because of the dedication to education for all Bahamians to high school level following majority rule. And whereas a lack of education adversely affects not only the economic growth of a country, but also the moral decline of the country. And whereas the Bahamas is experiencing a rapid decline in the traditional family structure as a result of national decline in the pursuit of education. And whereas the support that comes from a social structure based on education is disappearing from our country. and from our community.
It's a gateway for students to broaden the endless possibilities that the world offers them. Possibilities such as global citizenry, which sculpts their minds to be better citizens and understand the purpose in the world, preparing them with marketable skills to perform in various fields. And it certainly puts you at a higher standard in terms of employability.
President of the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, Dr. Linda Davis, says enrollment numbers for the Smart Start program are not as high as anticipated. The program, held in partnership with BTVI and the Ministry of Education, aims to provide those 12th grade students who stopped attending classes during the pandemic with workforce readiness certification.
I'm not satisfied with the enrollment numbers. We have a particular challenge, and I want to be honest, with the group of students who fell off of the radar. The truth of the matter and the other side of the coin is there are jobs out there, you know. There are entry-level jobs that are more easily had and satisfy the younger persons because at the end of the week they get that paycheck. And so in many instances, while we would have attracted, particularly here in New Providence, around 300 plus for our first cohort, we've had some attrition as a result. We're taking stock of that. We're working, Grand Bahama had a similar drop-off, about a 50% drop-off for similar reasons, because they got the entry-level job.
Dr. Davis says efforts are underway, though, to boost enrollment numbers.
They will come back, and they will realize that they didn't get that high school diploma. They need the equivalent of that, and so we catch them later. We won't give up. Now remember, our slogan is, don't count us out. And so we are committed to the initiative. We are going to move into not only a second cohort in Grand Bahama and New Providence, but we're getting ready to roll out in those selected family islands that I would have mentioned. We have not counted them out.
So Sean Connery's family has launched a new foundation to honor his legacy by distributing millions in Scotland and his adopted home here in the Bahamas. The announcement, which coincides with the second anniversary of the James Bond star's death, focuses on supporting education and ocean conservation projects in both countries. It's expected to distribute an initial £6 million in grants by year's end. Lifeford Key Foundations, the Bahamas Reef Environmental Education Foundation, the KB Luther Foundation, Girl Rising, and Swift Swimming will be the foundation's local beneficiaries. The Connery family has previously announced support for Race Against Dementia, which was set up by former motor racing champion Sir Jackie Stewart and Community Development Initiative Lend a Hand Bahamas. Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
NBA League Pass is the coolest way to watch the hottest game there is. When threes rain down and superstars heat up. When clutch jumpers splash and your team is fire. You'll be there for up to 40 games a week. Any way you want to watch. NBA League Pass. Order now.
Mario thought he could have his cake and eat it too. He almost found out the hard way that if you don't insure your home for the full replacement value, when it comes time to make a claim, you won't get the full payout. It's called the condition of average. If your $200,000 home is destroyed by a hurricane, but you only insured it for $100,000, half the value, you'll only get half of that $100,000 payout. Actually, less than that, because there's also a deductible, which will be deducted from your payout. Check your home insurance policy for the condition of average clause and ask your insurance agent or broker how condition of average would affect you. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas. protecting the interests of policyholders.
A household name carries a lot of approval. And when you're shopping for household, you need a household name. For 50 years, Bahamas Welding and Fire has been a household name in outdoor grills and kitchen appliances. Need to beautify that yard space for your grill? BWF has it covered. For the industrial worker, you can find a complete line of tools and safety equipment. For the welder of any level or budget, you can find the right machinery to power everything. There's no shortage on power with a wide array of generators. And safety is everyone's responsibility. Find everything needed to protect everyone on the worksite. Over 40,000 square feet of shopping space in a convenient location. Bahamas Welding and Fire. We're more than just our name. Located number 13 Wilton Street.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, that's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
Branch of the Progressive Liberal Party shining the light on party faithfuls Saturday in an effort officials say is their attempt to show gratitude. Cleopatra Murphy has that story.
The Exuma branch of the Progressive Liberal Party turned the spotlight on its stalwarts Saturday, celebrating those who have shown their commitment and staunch support for the party over the years during an appreciation luncheon at Sandals Emerald Bay Resort Saturday. Touting more than $1 billion in investments slated for Exuma since the PLP took office and roadworks that have begun on the island, among other things, Deputy Prime Minister and the island's Member of Parliament, the Honourable Chester Cooper, thanked the stalwart councillors for their continued support of he and the PLP.
So I come to celebrate greatness, all of you, today. And I want you to know that we appreciate all you've done for me, all you've done for the PLP, all you've done for Exuma, and all that you continue to do for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So thank you.
Former Deputy Prime Minister Cynthia Pratt was also in attendance, noting that stalwart councillors have been crucial to the party's success over the years, adding that she was pleased to see the involvement of the younger generation, to whom a ceremonial baton was handed during the luncheon. Also lauding the contribution of the stalwarts, PLP Deputy Chair Robin Lyons highlighted the significant role they play in the party.
And listen, a lot of people don't understand. It's not our officers, it's not the leader. It's not the deputy leader, it's not the chair. The most important and the highest honor that can be bestowed upon anyone in this organization is the order of stalwart counselor. When you have attained that, it means that you have served with distinction our organization and our country.
Branding the stalwart councillors as the foundation of the party, wife of the Deputy Prime Minister Cecilia Cooper also shared her gratitude.
Appreciation is a wonderful thing. It makes what is excellent in others belong to us as well. You stalwart councillors have long been our hidden heroes, and it is a pleasure to celebrate you publicly in this way today.
Cooper says the group receiving honors has shown a deep commitment to family and community, all evidence that people working together can be a mighty force for change. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, it's a leg up for one Junkanoo group getting ready to rush during the 2022-2023 Junkanoo season. This is Bahamas Striping Group officials present the musical youth of Exuma a hefty donation totaling $5,000. The check presentation coming just weeks after the company presented yet another sizable sum to a Junkanoo group here in New Providence. Bahama Striping President Ontario Mitchell says it's all about giving back to the communities in which they work.
When you look at the start of Bahama Striping, we got started off with a grant from the government. So that has always been instilled in us that we receive, so we should always give as well. So this is just another initiative of ours to make sure that we continue on what we started, making sure that we are productive corporate citizens.
Musical youth leader Ricardo Roll says after the pandemic's forced hiatus, time and inflation, the 120-member strong group has been challenged preparing for the Exuma Parade, but he says the donation, the first of its kind in a while, will certainly help to get the group ready for January.
We cannot do this without good-hearted people in the community, and like I say, we really appreciate Bahama Striping for this, and we're gonna find a way to not pay them back, but to partner with them to highlight their efforts in Exuma and the country if possible.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather, and for that we turn to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. It was a relatively nice day around the 700 hours with partly sunny skies and a few brief passing showers. But right now we have partly cloudy conditions outside of our studios. The current temperature 85 degrees, relative humidity at 67%, east-southeast winds at 14 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,014.0 millibars. That is 29.96 inches, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 83 degrees in the Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Toll, Key, and Marshall, Barbacoa. The Barry Isles, 85 degrees. 84 in Alistown, Bimini. 84 degrees in Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera at 80 degrees. We're picking up 83 in Black Point, Exuma. Also, Alistown, Cat Island at 83 degrees. And that also extends into Camp Space or Andros and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. Now for your boating forecast, this is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern parts of our country tonight through Tuesday, easterly winds at 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide takes place at 7:59 this evening, with another low tide at 8 tomorrow morning. Now for the central and southeastern islands, very strong winds. They're going to be out of the east at 15 to 20 knots, so caution flags remain in place for the central and southeastern islands through Tuesday. And as we take you into Wednesday, middle of the week, the winds start to increase in the northwest Bahamas as well, becoming northeast at 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights building 3 to 6 feet. So we'll also post small craft warnings for the northwest Bahamas come Wednesday. Low tide on Wednesday, 9:13 in the morning, with a high tide at 3:34 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, no change save for the direction. It starts out of the northeast, remaining 15 to 20 knots with those choppy seas 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
He's the one and only.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Zane Lightburn, the Minister of State for Education and Technical and Vocational Training, along with Dominique Russell, the Acting Director of Education, visited Lower Deadman's Key Primary School on October 20th. After listening to students, Lightburn echoed Long Island's reputation in education.
When it comes to exam results, student performance, and you can see from your department, your representation in national events, you are excellent. And I want you to continue to be excellent. It's undeniable.
And here is where it begins.
Okay, Lower Dedminski primary students. What if it's too hard? I'm gonna push through. What if it's too rough? I'm gonna push through. What if it's too tough? I'm gonna push through. What if you're just too young? That's not true. Why? Because I can do anything I put my mind to. Celine Penland? Keep us true. Samilo Butler? Keep us true. Dave Ivy Dumont? Keep us true. I believe in you. Chin up. Believe in yourself. Head high. Tell me why. We push through anything we put our minds to.
We want to ensure that our children excel in every aspect. You can see the confidence. They are well read. They are articulate. And they have obviously had great training.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
I've been blown away. Totally love the vibe to really be able to lead this process. I feel a great sense of gratitude around being able to have Shelly to be here with us.
This event was one that you had to be here.
You know, any time that I am able to spend time with especially young women who have aspirations and things they want to achieve, it is just always wonderful. So this has been a terrific experience today.
Our free pick, pack, delivery service gives everyone in the Family Islands a chance to shop a variety of club products and prices right from home. Simply call or WhatsApp your order to 242-677-7266 or email order@amlfoods.com. A friendly customer service representative is waiting to pick, pack, and deliver your order to the mailboat of your choice. The options are truly endless, and with membership, you save even more. So order today and let CostRite pick, pack, and deliver right to you.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
The Sports Report is brought to you by Hoop Fest in Paradise, December 16th to the 17th at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gym. The best in U.S. and Bahamian high school basketball.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports Monday. I'm Charles Fisher, coming to you from the Thomas A. Robinson Track and Field Stadium, where a major baseball announcement was made today concerning the Don't Blink Baseball Home Run Derby. This year, the dates, December 13th through the 18th, and they're going back to Montague.
With players' arrivals being Tuesday, December 13th, but we'll kick off festivities Wednesday, December 14th with our celebrity softball game. Last year was our first year having this event. It was a true success. We had a lot of fun. Our local celebrities showed up and they showed out, so we look forward to stepping back on the field with them again this year. Gates will open at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. sharp will be game time. So please come out. You don't want to miss it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of laughs, and it's a lot of good times. Thursday morning. It's a fast turnaround, but we're gonna have our kids clinic. You know, the kids are the future. Everything we do is for the kids. I remember when we were young, looking at the guys in the major leagues, we just wish that we had the opportunity to practice with them or just be in their presence. So ages 7+, boys and girls, bring your kids out, don't be afraid. No matter if they played the game before or they just getting introduced to the game, baseball has changed my life, Claude's life, a lot of young men's life around the Bahamas and the world. So bring all the kids out, 7+. The times, that would be between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. And of course, Saturday, December 17th is the big event, the Home Run Derby. You know, I lost last year, but I don't lose twice. You know what I mean? Next year we'll be holding up the Team Fox trophy, and I promise I'll bring it back. But we plan on starting this event at 12 p.m. sharp. You know, past years we kind of had to rush the process of the event because of the sun, but 12 p.m. the first ball began put into the water, and Team Fox will come out with the victory at the end of the day.
More on Doom Blink coming up on Tuesday. Meantime, the World Athletics Council announcing today the postponement of the 2023 World Relays in China to 2025 due to the ongoing pandemic concerns. The Bahamas has hosted this event twice, and many persons like Rose Monday, chairman of the United States Women's Track and Field Association and 2020 Olympic women's head coach, wanting the Bahamas to host the championships once again.
So I had the pleasure to be on the coaching staff of the World Relays, I think it was 215 and 217, right? And it was so phenomenal, you guys. You know, just the energy in the stadium and the music and the fact that we won. And I mean, it was so much fun. And I honestly, I did not go to Tokyo, I didn't go to Poland, but I can't imagine it being anywhere else but here. So if there's ever a situation where I'm voting for it, you know, I'm told you guys, you got my vote, because it is phenomenal.
You're looking for it to be the home here, base here in the Bahamas?
I love it. I mean, you know, there's so much. Our track and field is so very Eurocentric, right? All of the diamond leagues, most of them are all in Europe. We have one diamond league in the United States, but NACAC is our family. So we think of you guys as us too, you know, North America, South America, and the Caribbean. So if the World Relays is here, that's like us hosting it as well, you know, because we feel like the Bahamians and the islands are our family.
Now, Monday was a part of a group of USA track and field legends enjoying the Bahamas on the weekend for a retreat at the Bahama Resort. Sharif Barksdale, Senior Manager of Alumni Relations at USATF. How many persons?
We have a total of 38 Olympians, but we also have retreat of about 40 or 50 Olympians from the younger generation and from the World Championship and the 2020 Olympic Games. They're also here.
Together. What do you hope to accomplish?
Well, what I hope to accomplish, because of COVID, and so many people have died, and people are leaving like flies on earth. And our camaraderie is just so amazing. And we said this is a good time to bring everyone together, because we don't know if we're going to live or die tomorrow. So by everyone coming together and sharing their story and laughing everything, I think this was such a great idea to have them all come together in unity as one family.
Welcoming the delegation was President of the North American, Central American, and Caribbean Confederation, better known as NACAC, Mike Sands.
In 1992, the slogan of the Olympic Games in Barcelona was Friends for Life. And this is the epitome of what that slogan meant in 1992, because when you get involved in this sport, you actually become friends for life. The Bahamas as a tourism destination welcomes this type of events that come to our shores. It not only just contributes to our economy, but it also creates a motivation and incentive for our young people that also are part of our beloved sport.
Participants Mary Weinberg, Vice President of the Alumni Association, and gold medalist from the 1968 Olympics, Tommy Smith, happy to be in the 242.
It's been an honor, and it has been a pleasure just being in the room with all of these great individuals and all of the legends that have paved the way for me to be here. And I just want to thank the Bahamas for hosting us and having us, and I look forward to future events.
And everyone likes to be on the first.
It's first, and this is the first. And I am honored personally to be here. And wherever it is, all these 700 islands and the shining lights. Well, you have a lot of shining lights right here, you know. You can't forget us. I'm happy to be here, and I look forward to many, many more.
Our Olympian and 4-meter champion, Tonique Williams, on hand and likes the formation of the USA track and field legends.
I feel as an athlete that this is something that we need to have happen in the Bahamas. We need to have these types of retreats. We need to be able to share these moments together, but also use it as a brainstorming session.
Thanks for watching Sports Monday. I'm Charles Fisher. Have yourself a safe trick-or-treat night.
The Sports Report was brought to you by Hoop Fest in Paradise, December 16th to the 17th at the Kendall Geologics Gymnasium, the best in U.S. and Bahamian high school basketball.
Samantha's always on point. She doesn't miss a thing. When she signs up for any insurance policy, she reads all the fine print. She knows what's covered, what's not covered, and she's aware of her deductibles. When it comes to insurance, it pays to know your policy. Review every insurance policy so you know what you're covered for. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas.
The pandemic has been not so kind to so many people in our community. And when we think about how we fared coming off the pandemic, we're trying to find meaningful ways to continue to give back.
So with the Together platform, it allows people to be able to give back, to make small donation, whether it's $20 or whatever you can give, to be able to give and to help those people who are in need.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, satellite pictures showing high pressure is in control of our weather over the next several days, and it will be building across the northwest Bahamas, meaning we will see an increase in the winds in the northwest Bahamas by the middle of this week. 1 or 2 stray showers still possible as we have those low-level clouds still floating from the east towards the west. Our forecast for tonight calls for partly cloudy, a bit on the warm side with a shower or 2 in place. Low temperature 78 degrees, and tomorrow it's going to be a pretty nice day with partly sunny conditions, high temperature reaching 86 degrees, and the extended weather forecast, as we told you, by the middle of this week. Frontal system stalled north of the Bahamas, and that will elevate the rain chances as we head into Thursday. So we'll see an increase in showers on Thursday, things starting to dry back out on Friday. Temperature-wise, we're going to keep you still in the low 80s during the daytime. Those nighttime temperatures just around the mid-70s. Makishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
I know